Hello, my name is Sonia Ross. I'm a spiritual psychotherapist, an intuitive messenger, and an author. And this is the weekly message from Archangel Metatron for the week of July 22nd. So this is the message for the week of July 22nd. So if you're interested in healing, if you're interested in love, if you're interested in transformation, and knowing that your angels and your guides are all around you, waiting to love you unconditionally and bring healing into your life, please stay tuned for this message. So we're going to begin. If you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, it's nice to see you again. Thank you for all the lovely comments and support on other videos. Really means a lot. And so we're going to begin. So let's begin by tuning into our breath wherever you are, wherever you're finding this message in time and space. And just begin to tune into your own breath and notice the rise and fall of your chest. And see yourself encircled in a beautiful ball of angelic light, knowing that the only thing that can enter is air and unconditional love. And as you tune into this protective vibration of light, know that Archangel Metatron and the angels surround you, and they love you unconditionally. And just focus in on your breath. Focus in on the healing you'll receive from this message, the guidance that you'll receive, the aha moments. And know that as you listen to this message, transformation will be taking place within you, whether you realize it or not, and within your energy body. We're so grateful for you, Archangel Metatron, and all of the angels and the unicorns and the dragons and all the beings that serve the angelic kingdom for being with us today and bringing forth this message of healing, transformation, and love. Reminding us that we are loved unconditionally, no matter where we are in our life and no matter what our circumstances is. Okay, this card flipped out. The cosmos. The cosmos mirrors you. So that's going to be our first card. That's going to be number one. So typically cards don't come out of this deck. So we'll see what happens. So continue to tune into your breath. And if you can get a sense of the peace that lies within you, that is your true nature, see if you can just focus on that for the next few moments. Breathing. Remembering to take nice long inhales and exhales. Archangel Metatron, a message for this week. Archangel Metatron, message for this week. So 2 more cards came out and I pulled those. I guess we're in that kind of spirit today, right? The cards come out on their own. Archangel Metatron, your message for this week. A message of healing, transformation, and love. Okay. Archangel Metatron, your message for this week. Your message of healing, transformation, and love. Show us what we need to know. Okay, so we're just going to pull. We have 2 more cards. I guess they're all just kind of coming out. So we're just going to get 2 more messages, 2 more cards, and then we'll proceed. Remember to take nice long breaths. Thank you so much, Archangel Metatron. Let's confirm that I have all the correct cards that I need. Archangel Metatron, do I have the right cards for this reading? Archangel Metatron, do I have the right cards for this reading? Okay. And if you're new here or you just need a reminder, I'm using the cards from the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle by Amanda Ellis. I will also be pulling from the interactive card deck, which is about bringing up things that are in our shadow that need transformation and healing, that need to be brought into our awareness. And then I'll also be pulling from the Angel Number Oracle by the Pope Girls. Okay, so we shall begin. So this is the first card that came out of the deck, card 20, Cosmos mirrors you. So the cosmos mirrors us. The cosmos mirrors us. It mirrors our thoughts. It mirrors our thinking. The cosmos literally mirrors our energetic vibration. That's why it is so important to continually not just cleanse our vibration through, those type of practices, but the practice of always working to refine our vibration. And you refine your vibration by healing. You refine your vibration by healing. The more healing you do, the more intentional you are about your healing practices, it smooths out your vibration and brings it more and more in harmony with the universe, your angels, your guides, and your spiritual team. The next card we have is Clarity, Go Within. This is the second card that fell out. Clarity, Go Within. And you see how the light is shining down on her from her stellar gateway chakra. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So we already have a lot of blues, and we have a lot of things about clarity and crystallization. And so I'm feeling this week that we're going to be getting some, is it clarity? Is it crystallization? Yeah, there's going to be some clarity and crystallization coming through in our thinking and other issues that we may have in our life. We'll see what they have to say about that. A new dawn. Welcome back. So this is the third card that came out. This is the third card that came out. A new dawn. Welcome back. Next card that came out is Action. Movement needed. And this is card number 9. Card number 9. And so let me just say this about the new dawn card. So the new dawn card is 10, and 10 is the end of a cycle and the beginning, and we're beginning another one. And if you take the 10 to a 1 in numerology, 1 is always the beginning. 1 is always the beginning, and the 10 is like a new beginning. In most decks, that the 10 signifies a new beginning. Because think of the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Pentacles. They all have to do with transformation, completion, and regeneration. Okay. Mystery and the Mastery of Life. So this is another card that came out, and this card is 21. Mystery and the Mastery of Life. And the last 2 cards I actually pulled are Duality, Balance Needed, and this is 23, which is 5. 5s always have to do with change. 5s can do with conflict and change. Well, 5s always have to do with change, okay? And 6, excuse me, the 7th card that came out in the final card that is at the center is Heart Healing, which is 39. So the overarching theme for this week will be heart healing and gaining clarity to heal our heart. And again, I'm being shown again the word transformation. It's going to be about transformation. That has definitely been coming up as far as like one of the themes that will also be present this week. And that these are messages of transformation and healing. And you have to embrace the transformation as part of your healing process, or embrace healing as part of your transformation process. So let's begin. Last week, I was not guided to read from the Oracle book, and so I may not be this time either. But if you ever want to get the Amanda Ellis, the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle by Amanda Ellis, please do so. It is a wonderful, wonderful deck. She did a fantastic job. It's really, really beautiful. And so I'll have that link in the description and for all the decks, so that if you care to purchase it for yourself. I get no charge for this. I get no commissions or affiliate anything. I'm just sharing what the tools that I use to do this work. Okay. Archangel Metatron, what would you say about the cosmos? The cosmos mirrors you. And so what I'm receiving is that the cosmos is a direct reflection of our energy and our energy body, and we are linked to the cosmos. So what I'm seeing in my mind is how we think that we're separate organisms. We think that we're just this individual aspect, but at an energetic level, we are all linked. We are linked to the human grid of not the human grid. We lived linked to the grid field of Earth. We're linked to the energetic grid that is all around us. I was listening to something. What was I listening to? Can't remember now, but it was so interesting. They were talking about, um, no, I was in my class. I was in my class, and my teacher said that we think we have open space between us, but we don't, there is no open space. In our true nature as multisensory beings, everything around us is energy, and there's even energy in what we think is the open space. So if you can imagine it and envision it, there's energy all around us. We just can't see it because we're in our 5-dimensional senses, and that's the choice we made to come into this earth to experience things from a 5-dimensional, a 3D five sense perspective. But what I'm receiving is that you're as we awake and as we ascend and as we become back to the true nature of who we truly are as multidimensional, timeless beings, we will see that we are linked into a huge an energetic grid that goes on infinitely. In my mind, I'm seeing green, not like the Matrix, those little code things, but I'm just seeing green, and it's just a lot of zigs and zags and it's all energy. And so our own energy body is part of this framework and is part of this system, and that whatever we think, feel, sense, do, that energy mirrors itself back to us. Our energy flows into it and it mirrors itself back to us. And the thing Spirit told me this week, at some point early in the week, I wasn't feeling that great. I think it was last Saturday. And Spirit told me, as I was laying there trying to center myself and feel better, Spirit told me that every thought that we think casts a spell over our lives. Every thought that we think casts a spell over our lives, and the impact is neutral. We can use those thoughts to cast something fantastic, or we can use our thoughts to cast something detrimental and something that takes us out of where we say we want to be. Because no one thinks I want to have a horrible experience. But in our energetics, in our thinking, we're constantly casting a spell with our thoughts. And so this card is coming up to say that spell is just the cosmos mirroring back to us everything that is within us, everything energetically. And as we kind of go and work to refine that and become more and more in tune with our own vibration, clearing out the stuck energy, clearing out the trauma, clearing out the past wounds, the parental wounds, relationship wounds, whatever it is, we'll continue to have a mirror held up to us, and we'll notice the changes in our life, the changes in our own body, the changes in our own vibration. And that's because the cosmos is always mirroring us. The cosmos is mirroring us. It's mirroring our energetic field, and our thoughts and our emotions and our feelings flow into this energetic field to be mirrored back to us. So we have to be diligent. We have to really be mindful and come into attunement and harmony with ourselves about what we are putting forth. And it takes work and it takes intention. And they're saying causality. Causality, okay. So say a little bit more about causality, please. And so they're just saying, Archangel Metatron is saying that our thoughts, our feelings, and emotions are the causality of everything that we have and see in our lives. And this is in no way to blame, but We are all carrying things we don't even realize, things that come from our ancestors, things that come from our parents, things that come from 10 generations behind us, as things across different lifetimes. So we have to become more aware of the causalities they're saying of what we're seeing in our world. And in the beginning, that's why things can look so chaotic, because we're not making those extrasensory connections. And to really understand our human experience, we have to understand it through an extrasensory lens. Because sometimes if you're looking at it just from the hard truth, the hard facts, it can seem very brutal. It can seem very, very harsh. It can seem, even nightmarish at times. But, Archangel Metatron is saying from the multi-sensory perspective, the multi-dimensional perspective, from that perspective, we can see ourselves in our totality. We can see that the things that we thought were meaningless were never meaningless. And they're saying that nothing in your life that has ever happened, down to the smallest thing, is meaningless. It all has meaning for your journey in life and on this earth. And they're saying it has a meaning and it has a message for you. So they're saying don't eclipse the messages that you receive. Don't eclipse the messages that you receive, they're saying. Because the messages are there to show you who you truly are. And the more you become attuned to this vibration of your true essence, this will all make sense. Everything in your life will make sense. From the most mundane to the most beautiful to the most difficult, it will all make sense. And that is true from my own personal experience as well. You'll see yourself in a new light, and then you'll have clarity about your experience. And so now the Archangel Metatron is bringing me to the clarity card. You'll have clarity about your experiences. Okay, what would you like to say about clarity? Okay, please slow that down, please. The more clarity we gain, the more they're saying I'm seeing a path, and the more the road before us will be clarified. We'll see ourselves, we'll know ourselves and our true multidimensionality and our timeless form. They're showing me an image of a road that has branches on all sides, branches and trees, like bushes on all sides, and I'm seeing a pair of scissors. And they said what clarity does, it's like trimming off, it's like trimming a hedge. It's like shaping things up. It's like taking something that was kind of wild and formless and had no meaning, and they're showing me scissors, and they're like, but as you walk on this road, and this road is your life, this road is your path, this road could even be this incarnation. You trim with the scissors, you trim up the branches, and you trim up the trees and the shrubs, and if things take shape and things take form, and you get to see what is happening in your life and why, and things become clear, and you gain much needed clarity. And with the clarity, you see the form and the purpose for everything. What else would you like to say about clarity? Being clear is part of your divine nature. We are not meant to live in confusion. We're not meant to live in chaos. Clarity is part of your divine nature. As a multidimensional, timeless being, you are pure clarity. And see how she has over her head the diamond. She has over her, and we have two diamonds in our message for this week. We have two diamonds. So she has this diamond, to me, signifying her stellar gateway chakra, and how she's opening up. So this is her crown chakra. Sorry, this is her crown chakra, and she's opening up to the stellar gateway chakra, going up into that higher dimension. And so Archangel Metatron is just saying that when we gain that clarity, we're able to pull down that divine knowledge that has meaning for our lives. that has understanding for our lives. And also Archangel Metatron is saying with that clarity comes access to the Akashic records for those who are interested in pursuing that knowledge and that wisdom. And he's just saying that the Akashic records can, for some, bring a lot of knowledge and healing, but also also understand that you can gain this wisdom through your own intuition, and that you don't necessarily have to go to a practitioner to gain that. Because it's not about collecting information. Remember, your process is a process of refinement and clarity. Clarifying your own processes, what they mean for you, and the messages your life has for you. And so Archangel Metatron is saying our life is always speaking back to us, and it always has a message. And the message is about what our vibration is and what we are putting out. And that takes intentionality and consistency to do this. And Archangel Metatron is saying, don't beat yourself up if you're not seeing the results you want instantaneously. Because when we start refining and healing and transforming, it takes a while to see it, because because the first thing we have to do in this process, because there's no skipping of steps, is to heal our own trauma, our own inner pain. If we suffer from anxiety, depression, or any other type of emotional health or mental health disorders, excuse me, we have to bring those in balance. And then when we bring those in balance, we can gain greater and greater clarity. We can hear the voice of spirit. We can hear the voice of our angels and our guides and how they speak to us. So don't be impatient with yourself. And don't use impatience as a justification for giving up, they're saying. They're saying, please don't give up. Be patient with yourself, love yourself, and accept yourself. And accept that the process takes time. And that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. I'll just say that as I'm doing this, even though I have the fan on me, I am actually very, very warm. So their presence is here. What else would you like to say about clarity? And they're just saying again, clarity is your birthright. Clarity is who you are. What else would you like? Is there anything else you'd like to say about clarity? And so then we move on to card number 10, which is New Dawn, welcome back. And so when we receive clarity, we'll be welcomed back. We'll be welcomed back to our divine blueprint and our divine programming. When we receive clarity, we'll be welcomed back to our divine blueprint and our divine programming. We'll be welcomed back to the truth of who we truly are and who we have always been outside of incarnations and timelines. The truth of our nature will be manifest, and it'll be a wonder to behold. What else would you like to say? Welcome back. And then we're just moving into a time in a season where we have to welcome ourselves back to ourselves. That's why this energy is coming onto the planet that is so intense, because it's here to unstuck. That's not a word. Unstick. That's not a word either, but I'm going to say it. We're here to, the things that have been lodged so tightly within our own energy body and in the planetary energy body, the energy that's coming onto the planet right now, it's just, I see something like, I see a feather, not a feather, I see a leaf in the fall flowing through. Things that have been stuck for generations and centuries and lifetimes and thousands of years are just kind of like being flicked away like a feather. I keep on saying feather, but I'm seeing a leaf, like a feather or a leaf that is just floating through the wind. It's that easy how it's being flicked off and, dislodged. Things that we thought would never change are changing. So everything is having a new beginning. Every single thing. And that means on an individual level, that means every single thing within us. And I think, and this came up in the message last week in a different way about how the energy was going to be very intense for this last week. So it was really important to be grounded. And so as these things are unstuck from within our energy body, individually, collectively, planetarily, understand that we're all going through that and it's happening for a reason. And that's why this process of healing and transformation is so important, because this will allow us to navigate this process in a way that is healthy and that a way that does not bring more insanity into our lives. That's why things seem very insane, is because a lot of the institutions and people who run these institutions, they are stuck and they did not want to change. But they're part of this planet, and so the energy is still coming down, and the energy is still, flicking them away, and they're rolling through the skies like a dried up leaf or a feather, totally unmoored. And we're seeing in a lot of the upheaval across the planet, some of the kickback from things being pulled out, things being just eased, things that were so entrenched for centuries and thousands of years being kind of flicked away as if it was nothing. And so that energy is just flowing now, and we're seeing all this volatility and all these transformations and all these things turning over and just seemingly floating through the air erratically. And so that's part of the volatility and the turmoil we're seeing on our planet, is that it's because things are just being pulled up. I'm seeing in my mind, if you ever are someplace and you see a big metal, it's not a fire hydrant, but it's like a big metal cylinder, and it's kind of like nailed into the ground. Sometimes like you see them like in parking garages, right? It's the big yellow thing, and it's welded to the ground, and it has that piece at the bottom, and it has those big boulders, so it's totally impenetrable, or so we think, and it can't move. Spirit is just saying that I just see it just be that seemingly impenetrable structure, metal, a cylinder, bolted to the ground with bolts, just being pulled up so easily and just being tossed to the side. And that's the experience that we're all having on a planetary level, a collective level, and on an individual level. Things that felt so stuck within us are finally shifting. They're shifting and they're moving. And that if you are in a space where you have been on your healing path for a while, you've been working with yourself on an individual level, or you've been opening yourself up to doing this, you're going to have not an easy time, but an easier time than most, because the changes will make sense to you. Because you're going to understand on a deeper level, that this is your new beginning and that you're being welcomed back home. But the other people in the collective and on the planetary level, they don't understand what's happening, and they don't know that this is a new beginning and that they can be welcomed back home with these new changes, because it'll bring about clarity. And so Archangel Metatron is saying, so the things that you see and the things that you sense, know that they're messages for you to welcome you back home. What else? The things that you see and sense are messages for you to welcome you back home. What else would you like to say about this, Archangel Metatron? You're being reminded to welcome yourself back home, embrace yourself, and to not take for granted the journey thus far. And that when you begin your new beginning and you open up to a higher level of consciousness, understanding, purpose, and meaning for your life, also pat yourself on the back about how far you've come to even reach this point where you are asking for a greater healing, transformation, and a deeper understanding about what is happening for you. And that with this deeper understanding, you'll come to see that it has been a job well done, despite the bumps and the lumps you've taken in the process. And they're saying that the job well done doesn't mean things were perfect or they were easy, but you got through them. You got through them and you moved through them. And you found a way to navigate yourself to this point where you can receive and you're open to receive messages of healing and transformation. And you're just being called on to work with your inner child to solidify the work that you've been doing. They said to seal the contract. You have to work with your inner child to seal the contract. What else would you like to say? And so the next card we're going to is movement needed. And so with the alignment, the understanding that the cosmos is mirroring you, it's mirroring your energy ancestrally, generationally, through across incarnations, across timelines, that when you understand this, you'll be able to go within and have greater clarity, and you'll be able to begin anew, and you'll be welcomed back home to your divine self and your true multidimensional nature. Then action will be needed. Movement will be needed. So they said movement ahead will be needed because this will take you to a new timeline. And again, we have 9 and 10, that just occurred to me. We have 9 and 10. And so 9 is the number of transformation. 9 is the number of transformation. And I definitely received something about going to a new timeline. That with this work and with this attunement and this refinement process, we will go to new timelines. Our behavior, the work that we're doing will activate us to go in a different dimension. So what kind of action will be needed? What is the movement ahead? What movement will be needed? You'll just have greater clarity on what are the steps to take. There'll be no longer be that feeling of confusion about you don't know which step to go. You don't know which actions to take. You don't know which direction to go in. You'll be called to take action, and it'll be right action towards the timeline of your choice. You don't have to think I'm going to a new timeline, but your actions will align you with the most beneficial timeline based on your newer energetic vibration. Your actions will align you to the most harmonically resonant timeline based on your new energetics and vibration. So it'll be less efforting there. It'll be less efforting from here in a mental space, and it'll just flow more naturally because you have clarified some things. You'll be working with your own energy and energy vibration more harmoniously. You'll have greater clarity, and you'll understand more about your own energetic system, and you'll be able to attract things more easily to you and go towards what's in your best interest more easily. But it's not a mental activity, it's a heart activity. It's an activity that has to do with your heart and the vibration of your heart, and making sure your heart, the energy around your heart, is vibrating at a rate that brings you in alignment to the highest good and your highest path. Because a lot of times we're on these roads of transformation and healing, we think it's a here thing. It's not. It's a here thing. It's a heart thing. This is where your energy body begins. Your energy body doesn't begin here. Your energy body begins here from your chest. Think back to when a child is forming in the womb. The heart is what forms first. The heart. And then that was what creates their whole body. And that's because what Spirit is saying is, when a child is in the womb, Interesting. So when a child is in the womb from conception, the first thing that comes is the energy blueprint. And then from the energy blueprint of that fertilized egg, then from that energy blueprint that just will be there because of the fertilization, then the heart will start to form. And then it will form out there, it will form outward, being shaped by the energy blueprint. And the child will form to be shaped, form into the shape of the energy blueprint. Oh, this is interesting. My teacher mentioned something like this, except she didn't call it an energy blueprint. She kind of called it a blob. But this is very, very interesting. So I'm seeing that in my mind. So imagine if in the womb, you have, when the egg is fertilized, the energy blueprint is there. And from that energy blueprint, that the baby's body will be formed based on that energy blueprint. And in that energy blueprint that is being projected down at a higher level into that womb space, all of who that child will be is formed there. Their bodies, their little moles, their little toes and feet and hands, their palm prints, their eyelashes, their hair, their skin color. If there's going to be any type of, physical differences that they'll have in this life as far as abilities or disabilities, all of that is in the energy body. And that is the blueprint that forms the child. And so Spirit is just using this as an example, as that same template is still working always in our life. And that we as adults, we now have the power to work and heal and refine with our conscious intention and awareness that energy template, that it deals with ancestors, generations, culture, traumas, anything that we can imagine. We, with our intention and our power, have the ability to move ahead, move forward, and make changes to these templates and these timelines. Again, they're talking about timelines, and that's the movement that will be taking place. Working and healing our energy templates, returning it to its multidimensional nature, clearing past programs so that we can return to our true multidimensional nature, and gain clarity. And this we'll be taking movement and actions from this place. We'll be taking movements and actions from this place. And again, they're bringing up about timelines. What else would you like to say about timelines? And they're saying that the shift is happening, so we will be moving into new timelines. And those who are specifically attuned and sensitive will notice the timeline shifts. And if you're shifting timelines, it's kind of amazing. It is amazing. But so they're saying don't be disoriented by it. That's why it's really important to stay grounded and in our bodies as we go through these transformations. The societal upheaval, collective upheaval, interpersonal upheaval, shifting timelines. Regardless of what's happening, stay in your body, stay grounded, and continue to do your healing work. And that'll take us to 21, Indigo, the mystery and the mastery of life. It's through these processes that I've already mentioned that we'll attain the mystery and the mastery of life. It's through these processes we'll attain the mystery and the mastery of life. What would you like to say about the mystery and mastery of life? So they're saying that thus far they have discussed with us basically the process of the mystery and mastery of life. They've talked about it. Understanding that the cosmos mirrors us, being attuned to our own vibration, being attuned to our own vibration and understanding what we're carrying ancestrally from different lifetimes and different incarnations and different generations, gaining that clarity so that we can have a new beginning and reconnect with our multidimensional nature. And then we can move across timelines because our vibration is more in alignment with the timeline that is for our highest good, as opposed to us living in a chaotic state. And so they're just saying, we have explained to you the mystery and the mastery of life. We have explained it to you. They're saying that we explained it to you today, this time in this session. Okay. Anything else you'd like to say about that? They're saying the mystery and the mastery of life is not hidden. It's not a secret. It's always been inside of us. That we just need to slow down, listen, and pay attention. And continue to ask for assistance and ask for clarity and ask for understanding. And something Spirit told me earlier that I'm going to share, and I think it's relevant to right now. They said, we don't ask enough questions. We don't ask enough questions. They said, I was driving this afternoon, I was coming home, and it said, we don't ask enough questions. They said, the universe is a database. The universe is a database, and we don't ask enough questions, and we don't slow down enough to receive the answers. And some may say, oh, I've asked questions all the time. They're like, no, they're saying, no, you don't. They're saying you don't ask questions and you really want an answer. And they said, and they're saying you don't ask questions to attune to the vibration of spirit to where you can get an answer. Because you always get an answer, but you're not attuned vibrationally to recognize it when you receive it. So they're saying there are no secrets. They're saying, according to what I'm receiving, life is not a mystery. They're not calling it a mystery. They're saying it's a puzzle. They're saying it's a puzzle of your own choosing. And that you chose the complexity of your puzzle and how easily you would figure it out. And okay, I'm sorry, hold on a second. They're saying you chose the complexity of your puzzle and the time it would take to figure it out. And the more complexity added more depth and meaning to the puzzle for you. But remember, when you get the puzzle, all the pieces are in the box. So interesting, I'm seeing a puzzle box. They're like, so you can either get the puzzle with 100 pieces, 300 pieces, or 500 pieces. And they're like, some of us chose the puzzle with the 500 pieces. And they're saying, don't be intimidated by that analogy, because understand that was your choice. And that's what you wanted to do, because you thought you were capable of doing it. If they understand, it gets harder once you're in this dimension, because everything slows down vibrationally. We only have 5 senses to work with seemingly. And we don't really have a clear understanding of what's happening and why. But we still have our puzzle pieces. And they want to reassure us that no puzzle pieces are missing from our boxes, which I think is nice. And they're saying to trust your inner knowing and guidance to get you there. Okay, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Archangel Metatron? God. And they're saying, remember, you are masters of life. You are masters of life, and you are masters of this life. Don't shrink from that knowledge, and don't shrink from bringing that into your awareness. And it's not arrogance. It's not arrogance, because you're not doing it from your mental space. You're doing it from your heart space, and you're understanding your multidimensional nature, and you're understanding that you are a master of life. It may not look like it, depending on what we have going on. It may not look like it, but they're reassuring you that you are a master of life, and that you would not have come down in this incarnation to be on this planet at this time if you were not a master of life. That you're a master of building, healing, and transformation. And they're saying, connect with this energy and this power within you and let it guide you. even if right now it seems far-fetched. But on a soul level, you are a master of life, and you have that blueprint and that program within you. Anything else? Remember, you're a master of life. Okay, what would you like to say about card number 23, duality? Balance is needed. So as you go through this process of transformation, balance will be needed. This is not about abdicating your human form. This is not about you still going to need to take action. You're still going to need to do the things you need to do in your life. You're still going to need to cook and clean and wash the dishes. You're still going to need to do the mundane tasks. But those mundane tasks can be cherished more when you know truly who you are, that you are a multidimensional ancient being. You're timeless. So from this timeless place, wash the car, wash your clothes. Apparently, we're going through a list of things I need to do. So thank you. Please bear with me. Do the dishes, mop the floor, pay your taxes, do whatever you have to do in your life that you've considered mundane, but knowing this is part that even in what you consider mundane or trivial or not important, that your soul, your higher self, your multidimensional nature came to experience those actions as well and sees nothing as useless or irrelevant. And also that as we connect with our multidimensional nature, we appreciate our human nature so much more. And the journey that unfolds for us. So we're always going to have duality. We're always going to have the yin and the yang. We're always going to have love and fear, but we can vibrate at a rate where we can have balance in our duality. And that will bring us to the heart healing. That brings us the heart healing that we've always needed, wanted, and desired. What do you want to say about heart healing, Archangel Metatron? Well, they're bringing me back to what I said originally, which is that this process of transformation is not here. It's at the heart level. It's at the heart level. And it's always at the heart level. And beginning at the heart level is always what has been needed. And that as we heal our hearts and we step into that energy of heart healing, they're showing me the pink ray and the green ray. That is what will keep us balanced and stabilized through our own personal transformations, our own personal healing and transformation, the collective healing and transformation, and the planetary healing and transformation. Stay in your heart. Stay in your body. Stay connected with your breath. Your heart is the true indicator of who and what you are. It's not your thoughts. It's not your brain. It's not how smart you are, how much thinking you can do. That's just a tool to take us through this journey of life. But the truth of who we are is in our heart and how our heart vibrates. And if our heart vibrates from an open place or a closed and stuck place. And that we always want to vibrate from a place of being open. And we're talking about an energetic opening. We don't want any blockages. We don't want to be influenced by past traumas. We don't want to be influenced by past pains. We want to continue to work and heal and refine our vibration so that we can be less reactive to the things around us that go on in the world. And so that we're less reactive to things that happen within us, and we're less reactive to things that go on in the world. And that spirit is saying, we don't react, we respond. That regardless of what's happening, we listen and we respond. And that's because we've done the important healing and transformational work of the mental health piece, the emotional health piece, working with parental wounds, healing our traumas, connecting with our multidimensional nature. And from that space, when we know who we are and we're connected and we are grounded in our heart and in our body to our multidimensional nature, we will respond. We won't react. We will listen and hear, and then we will respond. because we don't have a lot of that chaotic energy within us anymore. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the heart? They're saying envision the green ray encircling you and just seeing it coming from your heart and just enveloping you and spiraling all around you. Envision the green ray. Anything else? Okay. So now we're going to go to the interactive child deck, and we're going to ask Spirit, what part of ourselves that is hidden from us would you like to make us aware of this week? What part of ourselves that is hidden from us would you like to make us aware of this week? What part of ourselves that is hidden from us would you like to make us aware of this week? What part of ourselves do we need to bring into greatest conscious awareness? Okay, so the cards are already giving me an issue. They don't want to shuffle. Oh, that's odd. We'll see what happens here. They do not want to shuffle. What part of ourselves do we need to be aware of? Okay. I really feel like the deck has something it wants to say. What part of ourselves do we need to be aware of? So I'm hearing we need to be aware of the part of ourselves that feels unloved and the part of ourselves that feels burdened. Okay. So this card kind of flipped out partially, so I take it. We need to be aware of the part of ourselves that feels unloved and that feels burdened. And so this card is kind of faint. So it's like a woman and she's sick and she has an IV and she's in a robe and she looks like she's in a hospital. And so we need to be aware of the parts of us that feel withdrawn, sick, and burdened. Because I was getting the word burdened, and we need to be aware of these parts that are feeling depleted. Say that again, please. What parts do we need to be aware of? Parts of ourselves that are feeling flattened, they're saying. Parts of ourselves that are feeling flattened and burdened. That feel like they've withered and that there's not a lot of life left. And so they're saying, please bring those parts to your conscious awareness so you can begin to heal it. And no, that is not true because you're a multidimensional being. And so no matter how long the journey has been or how depleted we may feel in the process, we can connect with our true nature so that we can be restored to health, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Call on your angels, call on your guides, call on the galactics, call on the star beings. Call on all the divine assistance you have that surrounds you and ask for help, and then breathe. Calm yourself in your heart center and attune yourself for a response. But you'll feel the response here. You'll feel it in your heart center and trust what you receive, they're saying. Okay. And lastly, we will go to the Pope ladies, Pope girls. Okay. So the card at the bottom of the deck is 2713, mindfulness. So you're being called on this week in this experience to be mindful. Be mindful of what's happening and be mindful of what's around you. Okay. So that was at the bottom. So let's go to, oh wait, what was at the bottom of Archangel Metatron? And the bottom at the Archangel Metatron deck is dimensional gateway and invitation. So remember we talked about being welcomed back? Okay, you're being welcomed back into the dimensional gateway to your timeless multidimensional nature. So this was at the bottom of the Archangel Metatron deck. So see, you're being welcomed back. We're talking about a new dawn. We're talking about a new dawn. Okay, we're talking about a new dawn and being welcomed back. And then we went into that whole thing about the multidimensional body, and at the bottom of the deck was the dimensional gateway. So you are being welcomed back into the dimensional gateway. And as you're going through this whole process, to be mindful, 2713, be mindful. One more card, please, Archangel Metatron. One more card. From the angel number 12. One more card, please. One final message for us to wrap up this message for this too. Okay, and I want to say that Archangel Amethyst is here. She's always around me. So I want to say she's here sending her greetings and her love. Mother Mary is here as well. She came through last week. If you didn't listen to that reading, I'll link to it. Really good. She came here to send us such love. Archangel Mary. So she's here as well. So both of them are here. Okay. 111 manifestation. 111 manifestation. So let's see what they have to say. I'll just read it. Their stuff is pretty short, so I'll just read this real quickly. 111, incredible manifestation energies on tap. You already possess all the tools you need to follow your own path. This is a gentle reminder that you are not alone on that journey. The universe has your back, baby. It's fully aware of your strength, and it's encouraging you to move forward, to take the steps needed to actualize your goals, break free of those limiting lies and self-doubts. And we have 2713. 27. This is a time to truly focus on staying present and being mindful. Notice everything that's working out for you and find ways to change anything that is not working for you. It's up to you to create a sturdy foundation to build that dream life upon. Your natural talents will be extra helpful with this reflective practice. And so I'll say this, that in this current season that we're all in, and based on the message you received today from Archangel Metatron, this is why you need to be mindful. Because remember, we talked about the signs and the symbols and being mindful of your own inner awareness. I was just shuffling and two more cards came out. 333 support. Remember, they're all around you. Your angels and your guides are always around you. And then remember, we got this lady here and we talked about calling on all the support you have around you for you in your life. Okay, so we have that one, 333, support. Call on your support. The other one that came out is 1234 is potential. Work with your divine potential. Work with your divine potential and realize who you are. Not from an arrogant place and not a place of spiritual bypassing, but from a place of love in your heart, knowing and understanding your divine nature. Okay, let me keep these out too. So, all right. So that is your message from Archangel Metatron for this week. I hope you are all taking care wherever you are in the world, in whatever time frame you find this, even if it's next year. Hope you find it. Hope you find this message and it brings healing and some deeper understanding, and Spirit is saying a softening to your life. That you know that you are loved, that you have never been abandoned, and that your vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength. They want you to have a wonderful, wonderful week. Wherever you are in the world, take care. If it's hot as hell where you are, bless, bless, bless. If you're in a temperate climate, aren't you fortunate? Again, bless, bless, bless. And so my name is Sonia Ross. I'm a spiritual psychotherapist, an intuitive messenger, and an author. And thank you so much, if you've made it this far in the video, to listening to it. I'm deeply, deeply humbled and appreciative, and I love doing this, and I love serving the light in this way, serving spirit in this way. And in gratitude, I say thank you. And in God's grace, I will see you next week. Peace.